Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fahmi bin Ismail Fahmi. As for our thinking skills project assignment, we have been given to choose a datum, and the datum we have chosen is a closet. Identifying the datum, a closet is a piece of furniture used for the purpose of the storage of items. A closet can consist of many functional and artistic designs, which contributes to its attraction towards potential buyers. The primary function of a closet is to store clothes. There is a long rod located on top of the inside part of the closet to allow clothes used along with hangers to be stored there. Other than that, there is also compartment storage with varying designs that are used to store auxiliary items and clothes. The closet's simple design only requires the user to access the insides of the closet by opening a door. Although varying designs from makers can have other ways to access the closet, such as sliding doors, rolling doors, etc. While most of the designs of closets prefer to use a rectangular design for cost saving and functional purposes, some closets are made with shapes that are exotic to show their uniqueness. While it also depends on the cost of making one, some makers prefer to use steel as their main material to make the furniture. Furthermore, some makers like to use a combination of materials such as steel and wood for aesthetic and cost-saving purposes. For ease of transportation, some closets use wheels to move around. However, some of them also use vibration absorbing materials such as plywood or rubber to prevent the closet from moving around until finally falling down. So it all boils down to the ease of moving around and security. It depends on the maker's choice. In addition, with the cost of making the closets increasing, some of them can contain electronic equipment such as smelling and humidity sensor, ventilator fans, and passcode locks. This additional equipment can be a plus to the general functionality of the closet and to further attract buyers. Thank you. I will pass on to the next presenter.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Mikael bin Harun Nizam. So today I'm going to present about the key features and the composition exercise. So the composition chart, the main topic is flexible wardrobe, which consists of 5 features, which is door, base, power source, sensor, and frame material. So the next is our morphology chart, plausible solution concept and sketches. So first is our morphology chart, which consists of 6 features. And the first feature is door, which consists of 3 means, which is fingerprint, passcode, and power lock. The second is frame, which is rectangular, solid cuboid, and square. And the next feature is frame material, which is made of carbon fiber, steel, and plastic. The next is base, which is applied with wheels, strong steel, and plywood. Next is power source, which is consists of dry cell, solar panel, and electrical energy. And last but not least is sensor, which is consists of touch, smell, and vibration. So next, I will pass this presentation to my next teammate.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today I'm going to be explaining my concept 1 plan for the flexible wardrobe. So my concept is named as concept 1, and one of the features is for the door. I got a passcode as the security, and frame is rectangular. Frame material is steel, in and its base is based on strong steel. Its power source comes from solar panel, and you got a smell sensor. So it is for this is from this view. So today I'm going to be this is for the ventilation. Hence why did I make this ventilation in my wardrobe? Is because if our clothes were to be smelly, at least it's got a way to eliminate the smell by having a ventilation ventilation airway. And then this small part here, we got a smell sensor. This is actually based on the a real life smell sensor. It's small, and um, I will link. I'll reference it from a real smell sensor. It will detect if the surrounding or the inside of the wardrobe is is smelly, or it is smelly. So it will be connected to an automatic freshener down here. There's two of them, and this will allow the wardrobe to be self-sustaining. So if our wardrobe were to be if our clothes were to be smelly, the freshener will produce such a refreshener such as brand of Febreze and so on. So we got a normal compartment here, and then we also got a normal long rod here. So for the passcode, I have made that the drawer of the wardrobe have implemented a passcode, a 9-digit a 1 until 10 passcode, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will increase the security for the owner of the wardrobe, so that the contents or anything valuable were to be stored in the wardrobe, it is going to be safe, and the password can only be known by the owner. For the solar panel, for its power source, I have innovated a solar panel on the top of the wardrobe. So why did I edit these features? One of the reason is because I intended this wardrobe to be used on the outside of your house, or to be stored in public places. Why? Because with passcode, the public user will not be worrying about the fact that their belongings might be stolen. And then we and then I'm thinking of, if it were to be placed on the outside or in public, there is not there is not always an power source, like an AC power source, like a plug. So I made it to be self-sustaining. So the solar panel will generate power to supply the power needed from the automatic refreshener and the smell sensor, and also the passcode. So who is going to be benefit from my innovation? This will be benefit for the public facilities such as gyms and maybe train station, for people who maybe have an emergency, or they might be waiting for a train that comes tomorrow, and also like airports. And they have a section where the sunlight will shine and don't have roof on top of them, so the solar panel will work effectively. And nowadays, with the latest technology of solar panel, even a small amount of solar energy will able to generate enough energy for small technology such as this, small gadgets like this. The main benefits from my innovation is to make sure that the owner doesn't have to worry, or if he were a forgetful person and forgot that he or she put her clothes that have smell on them, or for someone who just came back from work and uh, rest have been on his or her mind for a long time, so he doesn't have the time or the energy to worry about his clothes. I think that's all. Thank you. So for the next concept, which is concept plan 2, I'll be passing to Syed Damiril to explain his concept.
Okay, thank you very much. So right now, I'm going to talk about my possible solution concept and sketches. So like you guys can see, this is the sketches for the concept number 2. The wardrobe has wheels attached at the base, and there's a fingerprint attached at the door. So for to provide security and privacy for the owner to use it. This is from the front view, and this is the back view. So here's the like ventilation, to for the airflow. and also this for the dry cell. Okay, so my concept plan number 2 for the door, I use the fingerprint, and the frame I use solid keyboard to provide more spaces for the owner to put all the clothes or belongings inside there. And for the frame material, use a carbon fiber for the more durable and light in weights. Beside for the base, there's applied with wheels, so it is more mobile for the owner to move it around anywhere in the house. And for the power source, it will use a dry cell, or also known as a battery. And last but not least, for the sensor, this wardrobe is sensitive to touch. So whenever the owner touch, it can see everything inside the wardrobe. So right now, I will pass my presentation to my next teammates.
As this the sketches of wardrobe, and you can see there is a passcode that we use to unlock the wardrobe. And as the electrical source, I use a electrical wire, and then in the top of this wardrobe, I add the LED lamp, and the lamp that can help you when you open the wardrobe, and you can see the item in there. Okay, next. This is at the base. Wait. At the base, this wardrobe, I add the wheel that can easier to user to move this wardrobe. This is my concept plan. The door, I use passcode for open this door. And next, the frame is square, as you can see at the sketch just now. And the frame material I use is the carbon fiber. And the base, I put the wheels. For the power source, I use the electrical energy, and the last is sensor. I use the sensor of touch. Okay, that's all for me. Okay, so this is my sketch. So as you can see, the first feature is power lock. So to secure more belongings in the wardrobe. The next features is frame. So I choose square because it's easier to sketch. And the next features is frame material, which I chose plastic. So the wardrobe will be more lighter. And next is the base of the wardrobe, which I choose plywood, thick and strong plywood to withstand heavy load. So the next two features are connected together. So the first features is power source, which I use dry cell to supply power to a drying machine, which as you can see based on my sketch, to supply hot steam to hanging clothes. And next, sensors, which I will add to the hanging rod to indicate that there are clothes needed to be dried. So this is my concept plan. So as you can see, door which I use power lock, the frame I use square, the frame material which is plastic, base is plywood, power source is dry cell, and sensor is touch. So next I will pass my presentation to my next teammate.
All right, thank you, Mikhail, for the presentation. For my part, as for the design of my choice, I have made a rectangular closet. It has a pascode lock on the front of the door. It also has a mini fridge on the bottom left, as to store anything you want to store lah. Basically, you can put drinks like Cokes and Sprites. You can also put food in there. Uh, Other than that, I also have a ventilator on the top left of the closet. It is used in tandem, hand in hand with the smell sensor. The smell sensor basically functions as a humidity sensor. It scans for any terrible smells, any high humidity, and if it happens to be high humid and smelly in there, the ventilator will turn on, will suck out all the bad air, all the humidity outside, and until finally drying and making the clothes smell good. As for the power supply, I use power supply by wire for the electrical energy, and I also use steel frame material for the closet. As for the base, I use a plywood base as to absorb any vibration that comes from the outside, making sure the closet doesn't fall down. On the bottom, we have my concept plan. We have the passcode for the door, rectangular frame, steel frame material, plywood base, electrical energy power source, and smell sensor. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I'll pass on to the next person. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much to Muhammad Fahmi. So right now I'm going to talk about the evaluation and selection. So as you guys can see, this is the PERF evaluation matrix. So about the datum, so from all the concept, you can see that the C4 has the biggest difference of plus and minus, which is also of +4, whereas C3 has the lowest difference of the plus and minus over a total of 1. So all of us had decided and choose for the winning concept is C4 because it has the highest difference between the plus and minus, which is +4. In our opinion, concept number 1 is better to be used outdoor due to the invention of solar panel that can recharge energy from sunlight. Besides, concept number 2 has the best privacy wardrobe due to the fingerprint access and is mobile as the base had been attached to wheels. Moreover, concept number 3 is more durable because it uses carbon fiber as the frame material. Other than that, concept number 4 has the easiest wardrobe to access due to the sensitivity to touch. And last but not least, concept number 5 can avoid smelly wardrobe as it has a smell sensor. Now, about the sketch and description of the chosen concept. So you guys can see this is the chosen concept, which is the concept number 4. All right. And this is the concept plan for number 4. As you can see, the door uses the power lock, the frame uses square to provide more spaces, and the frame material uses plastic, maybe a lighter in weights, and the base uses plywood, to withstand a heavy force and loads, and the power source using a dry cell and is sensitive to touch. So by the description of the chosen concept. The chosen concept is C4. The characteristic of C4 are having a power lock at the door for security and privacy. Besides, it also has a square frame and plastic frame material. Moreover, the wardrobe uses a plywood as a base. Furthermore, the power source of the wardrobe is a battery or dry cell. And last but not least, this wardrobe has a sensor that is sensitive to touch. The reason why all of us chose C4 as the best concept for a wardrobe is because it uses a power lock at the handle of the door. It can provide security and privacy to the owner. Besides, the wardrobe has plywood applied at the base of it to provide support and strength. Even though it is not as strong as steel, it still can withstand large forces. Plus, the price is cheaper than steel. In addition, plywood does not get rust easily compared to steel. Furthermore, this wardrobe has a square frame to provide more spaces for the owner to put all their clothes and belongings. It also uses plastic as the frame material. The reason why this concept uses plastic is because it's the lighter option compared to others. Besides, plastic is more chemically stable and does not get rust easily. Plastic also has a good insulation and good impact resistance. Moreover, this concept has a direct power supply, which is reliable compared to another source of power. This is because it provides constant power and does not rely on the environment like integrated solar panels and wind generated power like windmills. For sensors, this concept is sensitive to touch. Thus, whenever the owner wants to see the contents of the wardrobe, they just need to place or hold their hand at the wardrobe. After that, a screen on the frame of the wardrobe will pop up and show the contents of the wardrobe. And finally, this concept has a drying machine at the hanging rod. It also has a sensor attached to it. Thus, it's able to indicate whether the clothes are wet and need to be dry or not. So that's all from all of us. And thank you very much for lending your ears. And have a nice day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Buik, 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 buik.